Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Thank you for watching. And if it's your first time watching, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing and spreading the word about the program. Earlier today, we did an update on what was going on with Grandmaster Jay. I'm going to be touching base on that. It is the Sunday Night Live weekly wrap. I am live, so if you do happen to be watching, you have questions or anything at the end, hold them till the end so that I can make sure not miss anything. Starting out with some breaking news, Rudy Giuliani, President Trump's personal attorney and probably the biggest shill for as far as spreading lies about the election being stolen. Attorneys lie for a living. They don't like to admit that, but it's their job at times to lie to protect their clients and to protect their clients' best interests or interests or even their freedom. And this guy lied so much that he actually had to come out and say, I might have exaggerated a bit. So, and at one time, this was America's mayor. This was the guy that seemed to be the voice of reason and sanity during 9/11 in New York City, and now has come to this. And the breaking news is that he has been hospitalized, that he does have COVID-19, and when it will be interesting to see if he recovers as quickly as President Trump did when he had it. And you have to be relatively severe as far as your condition to be hospitalized with COVID-19. And 85% of California are going to be under a stay-at-home order beginning tomorrow to try to lessen the spread of this disease, this virus. And basically it's the populated areas of Southern California, the San Joaquin Valley, San Francisco area, basically, as I said, the major population areas. Please, 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 take the virus seriously, because the virus will take you seriously. So take it seriously. Wear a mask when you're going to be outside. Wash your hands. And a shout out to healthcare workers. A shout out to the first responders, people on the front lines of treating and caring for those, and again, especially those in long-term care facilities. Second breaking news, I got this just before I came on, so I don't have a lot of details. And I will get the details and have them tomorrow. But breaking news out of Columbus, Ohio, a 23-year-old young black man was shot going into his house. He had a Subway sandwich with him. He had no criminal record. And that's really all I've been given at this time. And there will be more to come, but apparently yet another name to add, even though the name hasn't been given to me yet, or I don't think it's been released. As I said, I got it so close to coming on that I didn't have time to research it too much. But sadly, two cases of breaking news coming out. One of them is that Rudy Giuliani, Trump's personal attorney, has been hospitalized for infection with the virus, COVID-19. And I say sadly because you can only imagine the thousands of people that he could have potentially infected. And sadly, because it appears we will probably be adding another name to a list that is way too long and doesn't seem to be slowing down fast enough. Let's just leave it that way. As reports of a 23-year-old Columbus, Ohio young black man being shot going into his house with a Subway sandwich, apparently no criminal record. And again, more to come on that. A couple of things I did want to touch on before I take any questions or read any comments or anything. And again, you know, I always look forward to Sunday Night Lives, and I'm glad I'm feeling better. Thankfully, I still have a little bit of a itchy throat, but anyway, options coming up for the next 6 weeks, and what's 6 weeks away from now, that will be hopefully the peaceful transition of power in the federal government. I see 4 options for what's going to happen over the next 6 weeks. President Trump resigns and Pence pardons him. And I wrote Pence pardons him et al., meaning pardoning Trump and his entire kit and caboodle. Let's just call him that. That's an old phrase my grandma used to use. And it means everything all wrapped up in one. The second option I see is Republicans remove Trump with Section 4 of the 25th Amendment. They deem his actions as they continue to progress both along the timeline leading up to the inauguration and progress both in lack of having a clear anchor in reality, that the Republicans and with the blessings of Pence remove Trump with the 25th Amendment, Section 4. The third option I see is that basically Trump just keeps doing what he's doing, and his supporters continue to dwindle as they're doing, and the focus on him hopefully will continue to dwindle despite the lunacy that appears to be happening. And then the fourth option, Trump comes to his senses and moves on. And I'm just going to leave those options out there for you to think about. Got some new information on Grandmaster Jay as well. He's going to be arraigned on the 18th. And apparently there were 5 law enforcement officers involved in the complaints. I say complaints because there are both federal and state charges, as we said in the previous episode. One of the federal law enforcement officers was FBI. The second federal law enforcement officer was a member of the Secret Service. And then there were 3 LMPD officers. Again, that's why I said in the earlier episode today, don't be surprised if there aren't some charges coming out of Louisville to go along with the state and federal charges. I don't even know if local charges would be an option, but I imagine if they are, they're being considered. A couple of things that I want to talk about Grandmaster Jay. And if you're just joining us and you don't know who Grandmaster Jay is, Grandmaster Jay is the leader of the NFAC, one of 4 national militias recognized by the Southern Poverty Law Center. And he was arrested. We reported on that as soon as we got information and clearance that it was indeed verified. And he has subsequently been released He's been charged with some federal firearms charges, and he will be arraigned, as I said, the arraignment on the 18th. Current situation is basically he's under house arrest and no contact with any guns. They've taken all of his guns, broke into his place at 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's not allowed to be on social media. So, and if you don't know who he is, you need to, you just need to do a Google search of Grandmaster Jay, and it won't be hard to be led. You'll probably be led to some of my previous episodes. I hope so, at least. But anyway, I've been thinking a lot about this, and as I said, I am fortunate enough to have a somewhat wide range of friends. That includes demographically, geographically, and somebody told me about Rudy, a friend from Washington, D.C. And I talked recently with a friend from the West Coast, who, in the process, I said, I'm not an attorney, but I played one in a commercial once, which I really did. But I'm not an attorney, but I've had a lot of experience with attorneys, and I've had a lot of experience with the law and with government. And it seems to me personally, and again, this is observation, that what is being done, the restrictions placed upon Grandmaster Jay, at the minimum restrictions, but at a maximum impeding and trampling basically upon, at a minimum, his First and Second Amendment rights. Taking away social media, that's taking away his voice, that's taking away his platform, and taking away access to guns is taking away his Second Amendment. And just something that I wanted to put out there that I think something to think about. Also, Grandmaster Jay went on the radio today, and he was on the radio station in New York City, I believe. And I was not able to find a copy of that interview and what was said. Still working on that. Hopefully we'll come up with that. And I've got to call out to some people in Louisville. Speaking of still working on some things, got to call out to some people in Louisville, seeing if there is any indeed video of Grandmaster Jay after they left Breonna Taylor Square, Jefferson Park, and Justice Park, the park at 6th and Jefferson, whatever term you want to use for it, to see if anybody has video. So far, nothing has surfaced there. But going on the radio, smart move, good move, and a chess player. So what would you expect? It's a good workaround, and it shows he's not going anywhere. One of the questions we asked in the earlier episode, and it shows no, he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to do whatever he can, however he can, to achieve the goal he set out. And frankly, I wouldn't expect any less of him from what I've observed. Now, another interesting thing, I don't do social media. I mean, I do, I'm on Facebook and the American Doofus page on Facebook and Twitter, and but I'm not near as active as I should be in promoting the show, and I know that, and hopefully I'll get better. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is this show is alternative news. It's not social media. I report on news stories, oftentimes, the majority of times, news stories that other people aren't talking about. But what I do is alternative news. And, just because um, I'm not as pretty as Sean Hannity, and just because I'm not on TV doesn't make me any less of a newsman. Just saying. So, could that possibly be a workaround? I interview Grandmaster Jay, and it's for alternative news. It's not for social media. I don't imagine the feds would uh, consider that, but it is something to think about. I need to get a civil rights attorney on here, and that's for real. I do. If anybody knows a good civil rights attorney that would come on and talk about a lot of these things, especially the potential violation of First and the Second Amendment rights, and as far as Grandmaster Jay's case is concerned, I was kind of got a little carried away there, joking around about other things. So let's go to the comments, as they say, they being me. Everybody's talking amongst themselves. If anybody has anything, any questions, any comments, anything like that you want to talk about, again, it is the weekly wrap, and it's when we go back and look at everything we talked about this past week, which was basically Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC. Started with Grandmaster Jay and NFAC and Angry Viking Part 2 of the retrospective. And if you want to get a brief history of Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC, I recommend you go back and watch those 2 episodes. You want to go a little deeper in the history. Actually, I should have done this before. I'm going to put an NFAC watch list together so that all the NFAC stuff will be together. And if you want to go deeper into the history of the episodes, you'll be able to find everything in one spot. So, okay. Okay. Tori Hudson, Scam Master Jay is an agent. This is all a plot to make him look legitimate. I don't know. Could it be? Yes. Is it my job to say that that's absolutely no way that could happen? No, it's not. This is 2020. This is the Trump administration, and who knows? But my personal feeling, my personal opinion is that's really incredibly highly doubtful. Grandmaster Jay is not an agent. Okay, Sergeant Dolby. Let's see. What day is Delta coming on your show next week? I'm not sure Delta's coming on my show next week. We don't have a set time for him to come back on the show. He will be coming back on the show soon. And I always look forward to talking with him. We don't always see eye to eye on every single little thing, but no people do. But from the first moment I saw one of his videos, I thought, man, that the guy's a warrior. No matter what else, like 45 seconds in, I went, this guy's a warrior. And that opinion has not changed. And after talking with him a few times, I think the guy's got a really good heart. I think he wants to help people. He wants to do positive things. And so, that, and that nothing's happened to change that opinion. So yeah, General Delta Django will be on at some point. And again, if Grandmaster Jay wants to get a statement out through media, this is alternative media. So, you can always do a press release to me, and I'll make sure it gets out. Yeah, we've had all different kinds of voices on here. The only voice I haven't had on here is a Trumper, somebody that diehard firmly believes and supports Donald Trump. I had some scheduled, but for various different reasons, it never happened. So we've had a lot of, and we still will have different voices on here. It's just at the moment, the focus is, why did this happen to Grandmaster Jay at this time, and what happens from here? Where do things go? We're going to be keeping an eye on that. Obviously, from the beginning of the show tonight, you know that we're going to be talking about other things, but I've never shied away from the fact that one of the main purposes of doing this alternative news show is to document the NFAC, because I believe it's an historic organization. Oakley, thank you. My dog Oakley, doofus dog. What are you gonna do? She likes her favorite squeaky toy is a little piggy, and I thought I had it hid so that would not happen. But back on course here. A couple of more questions. What time is it? 9:22. I got a few more minutes here. JB, you're welcome. And again, I look at this as alternative news, and I look at this as talking about things that other shows don't talk about, and doing it in a truthful manner. And see, I'm in a unique situation, and I've said it before. I feel like I've been led to be where I'm at right now because all the things I've done in my background, a lot of the things are like coalescing together to give me the ability to hold this platform. And I'm honored to do so, and I'm honored that you're watching. And again, thank you for doing so. I want things to be done on here truthfully, always. It's called the American Doofus, but really the last thing I ever want to happen is to be a doofus on here, unless it's intentional for humorous purposes. And I also don't want to be a judge on here. So that's another reason that I kind of I try to keep an open platform. And I also, while it's in my head, I want to thank those of you that I consider that I don't consider you this, that as far as the program goes, you're considered sources. Okay. But, in the time that we've been communicating, we've developed great lines of communication, and while on here, your sources, you're much more than that. And I thank all of you for all of your input and for your trust. And for those that are viewers, I don't violate that trust. So one more thing I want to touch on, and I'll look at the comments again and see if there's any questions or anything. I want to talk about EAR again, ending all racism. And over the next 6 weeks, again, leading up to the inauguration and the beginning of a new administration in the White House, I'm going to be planning and talking with some people. And if you happen to be, if you happen to be in, again, if you happen to know somebody that is a civil rights attorney, let me know, please, or let them know to contact me. because I'm going to need help on EAR, Ending All Racism, a group we're going to put together. And I want to put together a board of directors, excuse me, a diverse both geographically and demographically, a diverse board of directors. So if you're watching and you like the idea of ending all racism, and you know somebody that would be good to be on the board of directors, let me know about that. And you can do that either by going to American Doofus page on Facebook, or you can email me, americandoofus@gmail.com, or you can don't put it in the comments, please. Do it so it's private, just between the two of us, either on the message or Facebook message or on email. Tori, sadly, you're probably right, and I'm not going to argue that you're not right. Racism to America is like tacos to Mexico; it ain't gonna go nowhere. You're probably right, but as I've said before on here, I believe that there are those of us that believe we can make a difference. And no, we're not going to eradicate it overnight. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be short. But those of us that can, should. So those that have no belief at all, see it's possible and bring hope. Anyway, well, nothing else is really popping out to me, and it's coming up on the 9:30 half hour, and that's a pretty long show on YouTube, honestly. And I do thank you all for watching. Those of you that have stuck around, enjoy the comments. Leave me a comment in the if you haven't been watching live. Leave me a comment. Again, don't leave me a recommendation for board of directors. That needs to be done privately. Do that through email at americandoofus@gmail.com, or at the Facebook page, American Doofus, just American Doofus on Facebook, and message me there. Or if you yourself think you might want to sit on the board, please feel free to message me as well. So I thank you again for all watching and being here Sunday night, and staying with us live. And I will probably be doing a show tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I will just end with this. Until next time, again, shout out to the frontline healthcare workers, to the first responders. A shout out to all of you in the comment section, all of you watching live that aren't in the comment section. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea what it means to have people watching and listening. And again, it's the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Wear a mask. Don't be a doofus. Love you all.